That's it. We're off and racing for the Denison's JCB 5yo Geldings and first to show as they make their way on towards first of 14 fences. On the inside it is Abbey from Soldier Dan, Tottenham Green, and they're followed next in the field by Falmonte Bilberry, who's in fourth, and they're followed next in the field and behind these by Glenatar, who's in fifth, as they make their way along the side of the track, continue to run on towards fence number 2, and as they do so, in front it is Bective Abbey from Soldier Dan, Tottenham Green, and Falmonte Bilberry is next with Glenatar, and they're followed next by Money Naban, and these in turn are followed on the outside of the field by Paddy the Pole, and Solo Run is next as they clear that one, fence number 2, all over safely, and 11 runners continue to run along the track and on towards the next fence they jump, which will be fence number 3. And as they do so, Bective Abbey in front leads the way from Tottenham Green, who's come up to join issue on the inside. These two in there together, maybe better jump by Tottenham Green. So Tottenham Green and Bective Abbey from Soldier Dan, who was a slightly slow jump there in third. They're followed by Falmonte Bilberry, with on the inside of these in the yellow 6 is Glenatar. And they're in turn are followed next in the field by Money Naban, and they're followed next by Paddy the Pole as they make their way into the home straight. Watch the Solutions next, and these are followed in behind these by Rackcavan, who in turn is followed next in the field by in behind these Solo Run. So they continue their way and back marker the field Ballyfin. So they continue their way up the home straight and on towards this next fence, fence number 4. And their field are separated by about 8 to 10 lengths, and it's in front. Now with a regained lead, it is Bective Abbey from Monty Bilberry, who lands on the outside second, and the inside Tottenham Green going the shortest route under Barry O'Neill in third. They're followed by Soldier Dan in fourth, and they're followed next in the field by Glenatar, they're followed next by Money Naban, Paddy the Pole, Solo Run, What's the Solution, and Ballyfin as a back marker. Continue their way down towards their point of departure now, and making their way down towards the bend to bring them into the back straight and on towards the next fence they jump, which will be fence number 6. And as they do so, Bective Abbey from Falmonte Bilberry on the outside in second. They're followed next in the field by Tottenham Green in third, Soldier Dan and Glenatar. They're followed by Money Naban, Paddy the Pole, and the inside is Rackcavan, and they're followed by What's the Solution and Solo Run, and they continue their way on up towards the next fence they jump. Ballyfin is the back marker. So they continue their way over the far side now, in the back straight, on towards this next fence. Fence for number 7, and as it do so, in front, Bective Abbey, Darren McGill from Falmonte Bilberry in second, Jack Hendricks. They're followed by Tottenham Green in third and Barry O'Neill, and they're followed next in the field by Glenatar, Brian Dunleavy, who touches down in 4. They're followed next by Soldier Dan in 5, who in turn is followed next and behind these by a line of 3 horses, and the inside is Rackcavan, Noah McFarlane. And they're followed next in the field by on his inside Money Naban and Paddy the Pole, and a mistake there again by Soldier Dan. What's the Solutions next with Ballyfin, the back marker of the field? It is Solo Flight. So they continue their way up towards the bend to bring him into the home straight for their second time. They'll be continue to run up towards this next fence jump, which will be fence number 9, and of course it'll be the last of the circus time. And as they do so, it is in front Tottenham Green from Falmonte Bilberry. They swing the bend in first and second. Back in third is Bective Abbey. They're followed by Glenatar, who's next in 4. They're followed next by Rackcavan with Money Naban and What's the Solution. And they're followed by Paddy the Pole. The 3 throwers rear are Solo Run, Ballyfin, and just getting a small bit detached. They're going to be pulled up actually is Soldier Dan. Soldier Dan actually is going to jump this, but has dropped right out of it. So Soldier Dan is now going to be pulled up after fence number 9. So they continue their way on towards this next fence. The one that will be the fence that is 5 out now, and is Falmonte Bilberry over from in second. It is Bective Abbey. They're followed next in the field by Glenatar and Tottenham Green. Paddy the Pole is next, and they're followed by Money Naban, and on the inside Rackcavan. So they swing the bend, make their way into the back straight, and continue to run on towards the one that will be 4 from the finish. As they do so, in front, on the inside now, Bective Abbey's come up to join issue again with Falmonte Bilberry. These are followed next in the field by, in third, it is Glenatar with Tottenham Green on the inside and 4. They're followed by Rathcavan with on the outside Paddy the Pole, break a couple lengths. So what's the solution? Ballyfin has passed out a few now, and they're followed in behind these by Money in a Ban and Solo Flight. So they continue the way on towards this 1-1 that'll be 3 from the finish now over the far side. And as they race to it, it is Falmonte Bilberry in the inside of the outside of Bective Abbey. Falmonte Bilberry a better jump there. Bective Abbey lands in second. Glenatar's in third. Tottenham Green is in 4. Paddy the Pole is 5. Rathcavan. Ballyfin is staying on, catching the eye. And they followed a couple lengths more back by What's the Solution, Money the Ban and Solo Flight. 2 out now, and in the air together. It's still on the inside Bective Abbey from Falmonte Bilberry. They're followed by Glenatar, who's gone into third, and they're followed next in the field now as they head towards the home bin by Paddy the Pole. Tottenham Green is weakened out of it. Ballyfin is still staying on, but the swing off the home bin turning with just 1 fence left to jump in this 5yo Geldings. And on the inside is Bective Abbey, who appears to be just getting the upper hand now from Falmonte Bilberry in second. Paddy the Pole stays on into third with Glenatar and Ballyfin back in fifth. They're following behind these by Solo Flight, but on the run down towards the final fence, and it's in front, stretching out here. It is Bective Abbey from Falmonte Bilberry back in second. Paddy the Pole stays on into third at the last. Good jump by your leader, and over is Bective Abbey, who's ridden out here for Darren McGill. Warren Ewan scores first time out to Sullamaller, scores by a couple of lengths in good fashion. Ballyfin stays on for second, and they were followed. Judges will separate, maybe Solo Flight, Paddy the Pole and Falmonte Bilberry. Judges will confirm third, fourth and fifth. They were followed back in 6 by Glenatar. The rest were pulled up. Rathcavan and Money in a Ban, Tottenham Green and What's the Solution were pulled up in the home straight.